Hello and welcome to episode 97 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Merry Christmas, everybody. This episode is reaching you on Christmas Day. I am joined by an absolute motley crew of whatever this is all across my camera. It is Dex, joined by Jake and Jack. We will start with Jake because he appears to have a light-up beard. Merry Christmas, Jake. How are you today, sir?
I'm ill, but getting through it, but everything's good. I've got my beard lights on that I got bought one year. It did have tinsel, but the dog ate that. So, no tinsel. But I'm good. How are you? Merry Christmas, lads. I hope you're all having a good one.
Yes, I'm sure we are. We're not recording this on Christmas because I don't want to talk to you losers on Christmas. But it's...
Thanks for spoiling the magic of Christmas for us, all right? We're not recording it on Christmas. The magic of Christmas means if Santa can get to every single child in this whole entire world, then we can get to a podcast recording area and deliver you a podcast on Christmas Day. That's not necessarily what's happening, but don't spoil the illusion. Don't spoil the magic.
Do you like Christmas or something, Jack?
I'm just trying to be enthusiastic about Christmas because I've seen that not a lot of people are at the minute because
this
of the
is
World
Jack.
Cup.
This is
This
is the resident enthusiasm we've brought onto the podcast.
Yes.
How are you, Jack?
I'm great.
Christmas.
Yes, this fine Christmas podcast. I'm doing wonderful, and I would like to take this opportunity to just highlight how much effort Jake and I have put into our Christmas attire.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yes, but Jake has gone for the whole shebang with beard lighting, and I have got my balls out for the podcast. So, quite frankly, I think that this deserves some recognition for Jake's beard lights and my balls, even with a little snowman on the very end. Like, look, it's tipped by a snowman. Isn't that magical? The magic of Christmas. It's a wonderful time of year.
We spoke about not killing me before this episode. I think it just done it.
I must warn you, I will try and edit this. There might be some naughty language on this one. So if you are watching this on Christmas and you've got children about, push it. Probably don't, all right? I don't want you to have a Christmas story from 20...
Headphones you got, put them on.
I don't want it to be a story of Christmas 2022 when the Talking Wednesday podcast traumatised your 3-year-old by
that's going to be great review,
Jack getting his balls out.
And for the clarification to you audio listeners, I was showing the camera my wonderful arrangement of blue and white baubles, in which I described them as balls for a visual humour purpose.
Yep, you did that. You definitely did that. We all right,
yes,
then, lads. So Jake is actually dying. We've dragged him onto this because, we're not very kind to him, are we? So he's not been well. He's missed the past few podcasts. This is actually going to be a non-topical episode. We wanted to do something Christmassy, so we've replicated Christmas in the best possible way for you by keeping it as close to Christmas as possible. We're going to be doing a quiz today.
Yay!
And you can play along at home. If I remember how to coordinate all of that as we go through, you can play along to this Christmas quiz. But yes, this is the Talking Wednesday podcast. You can find it in all the podcast services. You can support the channel by clicking join on the membership options, and you can leave us some nice Christmas cash if your pockets are practically jingling with coins from Christmas today. I don't know where I was going with that. You can then click join on the YouTube version of this podcast and get all those exclusive perks. And we're on episode 97, guys. Episode 100 is coming round, and there'll be some new perks and some new things happening as that all kicks off. So it will be very much in your benefit to become a member, but we're not going to push that too much. You can also leave reviews. Go on.
I also think of it 2-year January or 3-year January podcast.
2 years, Jake.
2 years.
That's how maths work.
Yeah, I don't do maths.
Yep. How many weeks are there in a year?
I am way too ill to answer.
Dun,
30.
dun,
No.
dun,
No.
dun, dun.
Oh.
Did you say 30?
30?
Oh,
30?
This is our stat, man.
This is Mr. Statistics himself. And he is just incorrectly given the amount of weeks in a year.
I'm tired.
There's a chance he's got pneumonia, in fairness.
Yeah.
There is, yes.
But he's... There's 52.
Right, fair enough.
So 104 will be our official 2 years. However, we've missed a couple
Mm.
due to me getting COVID that one time and something else happening another time. So episode 100 will pretty much line up perfectly with our 2 year.
But it's been consistent. We have kept it on a consistent basis where we can. And that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then we've just thrown it all off hat by bringing this guy into it. And
Don't worry, Dex. He always reminds me that he used to watch my video when he was at school.
Yes, I did.
you see, the thing is, that's more painful for than you because me and Jack were not that far apart age-wise, whereas you and him... Ooh.
Yes.
Imagine if we'd have been friends when
Can we not?
when you were
Can we
releasing
not
videos.
go where this is going?
Your name would be on a certain list, and it wouldn't be Santa Claus's.
You're not going there.
You would be on a very naughty list, my friend.
I'm going to lose my job.
In fairness, we would have probably been academic. We would probably be in a whole secondary school apart, wouldn't we?
Yeah, you'd be more or
Year-
less in the. You'd be in year 11 when I was in year 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's how it'd work.
Ish.
Yeah, that's how you work out ages in this country. isn't
Okay,
it?
thanks for making me feel old, lads.
That's all right. And I think it's the same for you and me, Jake.
Yeah.
I feel bad about calling you both losers at the start of this podcast now. I feel like it was a harsh yet. Yeah, I was expecting more laughter and there wasn't. It was more like a, why would you do that to us? Now I feel quite bad.
Well, as you can see, Jake is a bit of a loser because his conquest of making a Greggs-sized chain down south.
You don't even know what we're on about.
He doesn't even know what we're talking about. Making a McDonald's-sized chain of Greggs down south has failed, and now he's back here with us again.
God, I
As you
can't
can see,
wait
that's
to listen to this podcast.
He's stuck with us. Bless him.
Bless him.
Right. Christmas traditions. Okay, this is going to be a football-related podcast, by the way. The quiz is going to be football-related and everything, so just feel free to not completely tune out. It's not going to be completely waffle. It's mostly going to... It's Christmas.
It's got to be
Get over
completely
yourself.
I
Christmas
hope you've got
traditions.
syrup in hand.
It's Christmas Day.
Yep.
What are you guys generally doing on Christmas Day?
You want to go first, Jack?
Normally, I go round to my auntie's house, who lives around the corner, and she's got like a lovely little Tudor-style, almost-ish, sort of like converted barn house. So we have a lovely little like Christmassy Christmas over there. And yeah, just a nice little relaxed one, really. It's not anything extravagant, I guess. But yeah, that's. I know it's boring. I know it's a boring answer to the question, but that's seeing my family. That's about it, really. Yeah. How about you guys?
I get woken up at 3:00, jumped on, told my little one to go back to bed and wait a bit. Then we'll open some of the presents. About midday, we'll go on a walk up to my in-laws' house, have a bit of Christmas dinner there, and everyone will finally like congregate at that house. And then we do it in really weird stages because we've got two different families. We actually this year we're doing my lot's Christmas before Christmas, so try explaining that to a child. It's really confusing. And then we have our own Christmas day on Boxing Day, so it's a way of like doing our own Christmas without having other people. It's a weird one, but it always turns into a really good day, and just you're knackered by the end of it. But once you've seen some of the people, I think it was nicer when we all were able to see everyone again when we haven't seen them for so long. So we've got some family we haven't seen in a while who we're going to see this year, which will be lovely. And it'll also be my little niece's first Christmas, so that'll be good as well.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice. That's nice. I did wonder where you were going with it when you said the first thing that happens on Christmas is you get jumped on. I was like, hey, up.
Hey, yo. What a Christmas present that is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, so Christmas traditions. I don't know if I can put this podcast out.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I genuinely
It's all
don't.
innuendo. There's no actual detail.
Here's the thing,
You know?
Jack. For some reason, I've reverted to a teenage humour since you've been on certain episodes. Because I'm not saying you bring lowbrow comedy, but you bring lowbrow comedy.
Our comedy.
Yeah. And it kind of...
I'm giving the people what they want, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for asking. I tend to it's usually just me, my mum, my dad, my sister. My nan comes over. My uncle used to come over. But he's often travelling a lot now, so I don't think he's here this year. And we have a lovely Christmas dinner, and I've started unironically putting Christmas jazz on.
Really?
Yeah. Just so all my family going, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, what you think you're doing, sort of thing. But now we'll do like a Christmas morning. So we'll all stay here. We'll all stay in the family house, and then we'll usually on Christmas Eve. It depends because I do stuff at Soph's end and my end, and we try and like make sure we can see everyone, and it all depends on the year whether we do Christmas Eve there and Boxing Day here, but then we'll try. At the minute, we're sort of splitting on Christmas Day just to go to different Christmas dinners because we wouldn't be able to juggle both. But that's the one thing that at the minute we're all right. That's all right, but we're like, in a couple of years, that's going to be a point of having to properly decide what we do with our Christmas Day, which is
It gets harder.
yeah. For now, it's not, because obviously me and Sophie have been together 4 years. We're looking for like when we really set roots somewhere, it's going to be a case of so where do we go on the day? And I think we have a vague plan. We'll see how it actually goes when it comes into practice. But yeah, this year I will probably be at this point enjoying a good few beverages, and just like this apple juice I'm drinking on the podcast. This is apple juice. I'm behaving. Apple juice. Okay.
Got work in the morning.
No, I haven't. It's Christmas.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're going to have a nice big Christmas. My mate's a butcher. That's one thing that you don't realise about when you're a young person and then you become an adult and all your friends have professions. Like, well, one of my best mates from school is a butcher, and I never have to worry about Christmas now.
Yeah.
It's just a case of Christmas is always sorted, food-wise.
Used to be the thing when it came to our Christmas. I used to have so many people say, "Can you help me prep?" Because I was my chef, and you go and help and stuff. But having a butcher as a best mate, I can guarantee you the best thing ever, because some of the deals you get on meat is insane.
Yeah, I tend to not do deals with him, like, because he would, but it's also a case of I'm like, I might as well just pay full whack.
It's that whole thing, you want to support your mate, so you want to pay the full amount.
Yeah. I remember he did me a decent deal on a fillet of beef once, because they are really expensive. But I wanted 1 year to cook the Ramsay Wellingtons.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realised that all my family don't like meat cooked properly. So
Really?
I cooked this amazing Wellington, right? Perfect. And they were all like, "Oh, I need it cooked a little bit more. Oh, I need it. I don't like my meat bloody." And I'm like, right. Because when I was a kid, right, my dad was always like, "Oh yeah, well done. Well done's the way to have everything." So I used to just go along with it. We used to go for places and get a mixed grill or something, and it was well done. And then I grew up and realised how that's technically child abuse, because all those years I could have been enjoying meat cooked correctly, right? And it was a real eye opener, you know.
Okay.
No,
How did we go from well done meats to child abuse?
Abuse.
How does that?
Because
I think when you're a kid, you go with what your parents say.
That's
with
exactly
how
it.
things are.
Yeah.
And then you get older and you actually then get your own kind of taste of especially food. And you go, why are you been overcooking this meat? This meat is lovely when it's rare.
I was just
Apologies to any vegetarians as well.
Yeah, I don't do vegetarianism at Christmas. I do actually. I have been bringing more of that into my diet. Don't get me wrong, but because I'm really struggling with them. Oh, I don't want to. I've got long hair. I've got to be careful here. I'll have these stereotypes on me here. But no, I do struggle with the morality and the sustainability of certain things. But if it's done responsibly, I like meat, right? So it's just a case of getting that balance, I think. So yeah, it's all about finding a balance on that front. But yeah, that's what you'd find me doing on Christmas. I wonder how much of that I've kept in, because this podcast is getting edited. It is getting edited. I'm actually gonna have to. I never watch the podcast anymore. I just note down where we say bad words and then cut them out.
You're going to go through this. Nope, that can't go in.
I'm gonna watch this and go, nope.
My balls joke better still be in there.
Oh no, that will be.
Okay, good.
No, that'll still be in there, but there might be some members content only.
Yes.
Jack, we're going to get a message saying the podcast is a little short, lads.
Yeah. The podcast is a little short, lads. Can you, do some filler?
Right. It's time for a Christmas quiz.
Ooh.
Do you have your pens and papers at the ready?
We do, X Factor voice man. From Wish.
I used to be able to... I wasn't even trying to do it. That's a bit harsh. At least let me embarrass myself properly. Hang on. Nah, I've bottled it.
Calm down, Derby County. Jesus.
I used to be able to do it, but it's one of those things where, you're like, if I don't do this first time, it's going to be really bad. I've not done it in a very long time. That's sheet music. I don't know where I put this quiz. Hang on. This is going so well.
For a second, I thought you said that's sheep music, and I was like, why have you got the soundtrack to the Cardiff City Stadium tannoy at half time?
What is it with you having a go at Derby?
No, I said Cardiff City, not Derby. God.
Well, that's even more awkward, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, first question. Pens and papers at the ready.
First question.
Play along at home. Where does FC Santa Claus come from? Is it no Googling? Norway, Lapland, Denmark, or Iceland? Tick, tock. Both answered?
Yep.
Amazing. Next question. Who did Rogue Santa Cruz play for? Was it Bayern Munich, Blackburn, Man City, or Malaga? So, that one again for the people at home. Who did Rogue Santa Cruz play for? Bayern, Blackburn, Man City, or Malaga? Both got that one? Which player signed for Man United on Christmas Day 2005? Was it Patrice Evra, Henrik Larsson, Bebe, or Vidic? That question again. Which player signed for Man United on Christmas Day 2005? Patrice Evra, Henrik Larsson, Bebe, or Vidic?
Oh, I forget Larson was a Man United player.
Maybe he
I mean,
was.
mine's the best guess
Maybe it's a
because
curveball.
I was 6 years old. So,
I was only 10.
Fun fact, Henrik Larsson nearly signed for Wednesday.
That is a fun fact. That was the playoff year.
Oh, happier times.
Who blamed his wife for having no blue decorations on his Christmas tree? Was it Ronald Koeman? Was it Pep Guardiola? Roberto Mancini? Or Roberto Martinez? And I think we'll do this in fives, actually, and then we'll start getting the answers in. Or should we do the whole thing and then get the answers in?
I think we should do it in fives.
Do it in fives.
Yeah. So one more question. Whose dad was sacked as a football manager during their family's Christmas dinner? Was it Mourinho? Was it Klopp? Was it Ferguson? Or Tuchel? So this is obviously probably cropped up in an interview somewhere.
That's harsh.
That's very harsh.
Okay,
Wait,
so
while,
should we
while
go
they were
for,
cooking the turkey, phone just goes off. Job centre for me on January the 1st.
should we go for scores out of 5? So I've just also thought I could probably just put the quiz part of this as the podcast and then just like clip loads out for members where we were talking about shenanigans. So yeah, there's all of that out there. So the first question. Where does FC Santa Claus come from? Was it Norway, Lapland, Denmark, or Iceland? Jack, where did you go for?
I said Iceland.
Interesting. Jake?
I said Denmark.
You were... Interesting. You were both wrong. It was Lapland.
Well, that was too obvious.
Yeah.
Same. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't say it.
So, question 1 is a big 0 points for both of you. Question 2 was, who did Rogue Santa Cruz play for? Was it Bayern Munich, Blackburn, Man City, or Malaga? Jake?
Blackburn.
Interesting. Jack?
See, I thought it was that one originally, but I then instead went with Malaga.
You're both wrong. He played for Bayern. This is going well.
This is going wonderfully. Absolutely.
The third question. Which player signed for Man United on Christmas Day 2005? Was it Evra, Larsson, Bebe, or Vidic? Jack?
I love this game. I went with Patrice Evra, if you couldn't tell by that impression. That was terrible.
Okay. Jake?
I went Bever as well.
Oh, you're both wrong again. It was Vidic.
Oh,
3-0, boys. 3-0. This wouldn't be a Sheffield Wednesday podcast if we weren't failing this miserably, would it?
and having fun while doing it.
Question 4. Who blamed his wife for having no blue decorations on his Christmas tree? Was it Koeman, Guardiola, Mancini, or Martinez? Jake?
No, I think this is Coleman.
Koeman.
Yeah.
Jack?
Roberto Mancini.
Interesting. Well, there's a point there. And it's for Jake. It's Koeman. Keep going, Jack. Keep going. 5th question to round off his first little section. Whose dad was sacked as a football manager during their family's Christmas dinner? Mourinho, Klopp, Ferguson, or Tuchel? Jack?
I went with Tuchel.
Okay.
I went with Jose.
You went with Mourinho?
Yep.
There's a point again, boys. One of you's got it. Well done. Jake. Just Mourinho.
Well, I see naturism has failed me. Getting my balls out has brought me nothing but bad luck.
So after the first 5 questions, Jake is in the lead with 2 points. Jack is in the second, but because there's only 2 people playing here, he's last with no points.
Thank you for reminding me.
Question 6. Which player / now pundit was born on Christmas Day? Was it Paul Merson, Jamie Carragher, Chris Kamara, or Gary Neville? That question again is, which player / pundit was born on Christmas Day? Paul Merson, Jamie Carragher, Chris Kamara, or Gary Neville? You both gone for one?
Yep.
Yes.
Next question. The last Premier League Christmas Eve fixture was in 1995. Great year. And featured Man United and which other team? Liverpool, Leeds, Arsenal, Tottenham.
That's 1991, sorry.
5.
1995.
We happy?
No, but go.
Which team fielded the top flight first 11 without UK/Irish born players on Boxing Day 1999? Was it Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, or Arsenal? That question again was, which team fielded the top flight's first 11 without UK/Irish born players on Boxing Day 1999? Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal. That was question 8, wasn't it? I'm a great quiz master, as you can tell. Question 9. Which Hull manager gave his halftime team talk on the pitch during their match against Man City in 2008? Jimmy Bullard, Phil Brown, Tony Pulis, or Mark Hughes?
Can you walk your mouth out now? You just said a swear word.
I'm smiling because I think I finally got one right.
Oh,
we'll see.
We will find out when we come back to question 9.
Famous last words. Very famous last words.
Last question for this section, but the next section is only going to have 3 questions in it. So it's a 13-question quiz.
Oh,
could have been 12 for the 12 days of Christmas. Be having words. Oh no! It's got 14. It's 4 questions after this. I can't count. Which team was the first to survive relegation in the Premier League after being bottom at Christmas? West Brom, West Ham, Southampton, or Leicester? That question again was, which team was the first to survive relegation in the Premier League after being bottom at Christmas? Was it West Brom, West Ham, Southampton, or Leicester? Jack's pondering this one.
Do, 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 do.
We're going to have to press you for an answer.
Yep.
There we go.
Answered, yep.
Excellent. Right, let's do those 5. So question 6 was, which player / pundit was born on Christmas Day? Paul Merson, Jamie Carragher, Chris Kamara, or Gary Neville? Jake, who did you go with?
Chris Kamara.
Jack?
I also went with Chris Kamara, bless him.
Interesting. You both get the point. Well done.
Come on! Sorry.
Yes, Chris Kamara was born on Christmas Day.
Did you know he's got a degenerative disease that means he might not be able to speak in a couple of years? That's really sad.
Yep. That's not very Christmassy, Jack.
I'm just... It's heartfelt. It's a heartfelt thing, you know? Oh. Anyway.
I know. The last Premier League Christmas Eve fixture was in 1995 and featured Man United and which other team? Liverpool, Leeds, Arsenal, or Tottenham? Jack.
I went with Leeds.
Jake.
I went with Tottenham, but I think it's Leeds.
Yeah, it's Leeds. Well done, Jack.
Come on!
I like
The
how
Bulls
Jake
are
was
making a
like,
comeback.
yeah. About time they did something. Which team fielded the top flight first 11 without UK / Irish-born players on Boxing Day? Keep it together, boys.
Professionalism.
On Boxing Day, 1999, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, or Arsenal? Jake.
I've gone with Arsenal.
Interested, Jack?
I have also gone with Arsenal.
You're both wrong. It was Chelsea.
Because Chelsea could have crossed Chelsea out.
Yeah. Question 9.
Wait, it was Chelsea?
It was Chelsea.
Oh.
Yeah, because Wenger came in 99 before he changed it, or Chelsea did it all before.
Which Hull manager gave his half-time team talk on the pitch during their match against Man City in 2008? Jimmy Bullard, Phil Brown, Tony Pulis, or Mark Hughes?
It
Jack.
was Phil Brown.
Was it? Jack?
Yes.
I went with Jimmy Bullard, mate. Top bins, come on.
Do you know what, Jack? I'm really impressed because you really went for that one because you said, I've got one right. And you know you've got one right. Because obviously it was Phil Brown. Well done, Jake.
Jimmy
That was for the next question.
Bullard did the...
No, it wasn't, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. You 100% said
I'm trying
after
to
the
cover
whole
my
question.
backside.
Oh, yeah.
What if Jake does actually pass before Christmas?
And he's the ghost of Christmas past.
Jack, good luck on the podcast.
The rumours are going to be...
Yes.
Yeah, the rumours going to be true.
If you need a break, Jake, let us know. Don't actually want you keeling over, sir. Which team was the first to survive relegation in the Premier League after being bottom at Christmas? West Brom, West Ham, Southampton, or Leicester? Jack.
West Ham?
Jake.
I think it was West Brom with Gary Megson as manager and Darren Moore as skipper.
Sorry, Jack. Jake's got it right.
But
So in that round, Jack, you got 2 points.
I got 2 points.
Jake, you
3.
got 3 points. So I'm not going to give totals because... Well, I can. Jack, you've got 2 points.
Come on!
And Jake, you've got 5. Question 11. When was top flight football, last played on Christmas Day in England? Was it 1948, 1959, 1967, or 1974?
Repeat them again, please.
I can. The question was, when was the top flight football last played on Christmas Day in England? 1948, 1959, 1967, or 1974?
You should know, Jake. You were alive in all these years.
Yeah, you were on your 4th wife by 74,
Yeah.
weren't you?
You even saw
Do
us
you
lift
have-
the World Cup in the World Cup. You even saw us lift the FA Cup in the 20s, didn't you? No?
Which year did the famous Christmas Day football match take place on no man's land in World War I? Was it 1914, 1915, 1916, or 1917?
And I know I've got this one right.
I know I've got it wrong.
Jack, may I remind you of the whole question?
Of course.
I apologise for Jake's coughing, by the way.
I am trying my best not to.
Well, you can just mute your microphone. See? You did it that time.
Very hard to do it when it suddenly comes on when you're about to start talking.
Jake, you've got so many buttons in front of
I
you.
know,
and
I know,
half
I
of them
know,
are for
I
your
know.
streaming equipment, not just for fun. So, like, you need to make sure that, like, you've got a mute button on one of them. Right. Which side topped the Premier League at Christmas in its inaugural season, but were beaten to the title by Manchester United? Was it Norwich, Blackburn, Southampton, or Liverpool?
Repeat it again,
Which
please.
side topped the Premier League at Christmas in its inaugural season, but were beaten to the title by Man United? Was it Norwich, Blackburn, Southampton, or Liverpool? Oh, I can see Jack thinking. Oh, he's thinking real hard.
I would like to let one go.
No, I'm going to commit. I'm going to commit with my first answer, and I'm not going to second guess it too much.
Trust yourself. I believe in you. Someone has to. You are losing quite aggressively. Didn't mean that in general, by the way.
I know.
Merry Christmas. Which player... I needed to change this question because it changed. Hang on. Let me remember what I was going to change it to. This is like, when Smithy does the pub quiz in Gavin and Stacey and he's hammered. Is that a reference? Please tell me you watch Gavin and Stacey.
Yes.
Yeah. Jack?
That's James Corden, innit?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Ugh. Imagine making reference to that man on this podcast.
Oh,
Good Lord.
God. Jake.
Yep.
He doesn't watch Gavin and Stacey.
I do.
I know.
Of course I do.
We need to have a secret meeting.
Harry Kane recently equalled the record for Boxing Day goals. Who was the player that he has joined the record of 9 Boxing Day goals with? Was it Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Robbie Fowler, or Wayne Rooney? Okay. And that ends our quiz. So, just to remind you, Jack needs every single one of them right to win.
I think he probably will get them.
Let's see what happens.
I won't.
So we're at this one. So, when was top flight football last played on Christmas Day in England? 1948, 1959, 1967, or 1974? Jack.
I said 1974.
Jake.
I said 1948.
You're both wrong. 1959. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right because Jake got it wrong too. So technically, I still need to get
Isn't
all the
that the
rest
joy
right.
that Christmas, like, just people sibling rivalries and go, "Ha! You got it wrong" at the dinner table.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
mocking
pretty
them.
much.
It's all about competition.
Yes.
Sod family togetherness. It's who's going to win at Monopoly or charades or whatever you play on Christmas Day,
Which year did the famous Christmas Day football match take place in No Man's Land in World War I? 1914, 15, 16, or 17? Jake.
1915, but I think I've got it wrong. I know I've got it wrong.
Jack.
1914.
Yes, Jack. Well done. Which side topped the Premier League at Christmas in its inaugural season but were beaten to the title by Manchester United? Was it Norwich, Blackburn, Southampton, or Liverpool? Jake, who have you gone with?
Liverpool.
Jack.
Blackburn.
It was Norwich.
Jesus.
I know. Turn up for the books. Right. Which player formerly held the record for most Boxing Day goals until Harry Kane equalled it this most recent Boxing Day? Was it Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Robbie Fowler, or Wayne Rooney? Jack.
I said Robbie Fowler.
Jake.
I've gone Thierry Henry.
There's a point here. Jack is correct. It's Robbie Fowler.
Well done, mate.
So, at the end of our quiz, Jake has some points. 5 points, because he didn't get any points in that last section.
No.
Jack, however, did get some points in that last section. Jack ends the quiz on 4 points.
Oh.
A point in it. Let us know in the comments how many points you got in this Christmas quiz. That was a bit of fun though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have never taken you guys to a pub quiz.
No, don't.
I'm better at every other subject, weirdly, than
Other than,
football.
other than the support you're on a podcast for, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not good at any subject, so don't take me.
No, I'm terrible at pub quizzes. Because when you're the musician that goes to a pub quiz, they'll play something that I've got no idea what it is. And they'll be, oh, it's music, you should know. Right?
Oh my God, James, you're a musician. You've never really mentioned that before.
You know what? Is even as I said, my microphone's just fallen off. Even as I said that, I knew, Jack.
You knew what was coming.
I knew where you were going with that.
And for the benefit of the audio listeners, I was just doing a fishing action with my hands towards the camera.
I'm not a very good musician, if that
James
helps.
in.
I'm not a very good one. That's why I probably say it so much. Make myself feel better.
Stream Overend on Spotify right now.
Yes. Please do.
Get his monthly listeners up to make him
Having
number,
said
number
that, Jack,
57 at Christmas.
That would be amazing.
How did the podcast do? Did we get anything in the wraps?
Yes. But I can't remember where I saw them this time. Were people tagging us on Twitter? I don't think they were tagging the Twitter this year. I think people were DMing me them. Because I accidentally said, DM me for the Discord. So now people just DM me all the time. And that's great, but I never check my DMs. Apart from recently when I saw some Spotify raps in there. Oh no, it's Instagram stories. That's where I saw it.
Ah, right.
That's the fella. But yes, it is lovely to see you, to see us in your Spotify Wrapped. And please do keep, because I know you can do them all the way through the new year. So feel free to share them with us as we go on. You tell my brain was literally just turning the cogs then as to where I'd seen things.
Yep.
It's a late record. This we've pulled out all the stops for Christmas. Right, I have done something fun. I have collated the past 20 years. Tomorrow is Boxing Day. I have collated the past 20 years of Sheffield Wednesday on Boxing Day.
Oh, God.
Should we do another quiz? Yeah? No? Should we just let it end it now?
I mean, after getting the measly score and losing, then yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm going to suck at this one.
So, you've got to guess the result from the past 20 years of Sheffield Wednesday. This though, you might remember, Jake might have an advantage here because he is 106. Yeah. So
Like, we're beginning when I was 3 years old. Like,
yeah. Yeah, well.
yeah, well.
Give me a minute.
So basically, I'm not going to specifically ask you to tell me the result. However, if you remember the score, you can go, hey, I remember the score to this one. And then the other person has to tell me the... No, we're not going to do that because it'll get too confusing. Win, loss, or draw for Wednesday. Right. Okay?
Right.
2002. Who did we play on Boxing Day? Anybody remember?
I was 3 years old. I mean, I can tell you what my dummy tasted like. Like, I don't know.
We had Kevin Pressman in net. Gary Monk played for Sheffield Wednesday on this day.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. So, Chubba Chubs.
Afternoon, Andy.
The opposition team had Darren Ward in net. They also had Marlon Haywood on the pitch.
Was it Sheffield United?
Nope, they had Michael
Or West
Dawson
Brom.
at centre back for his original stint with this club.
Oh, Hull.
Nope. It's Forest.
Oh, God, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, wait, we're not writing these down.
No, these are just, I'm just
Oh.
giving some context.
Right,
It's for fun,
okay.
Jack. Okay?
Oh,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, fun.
Sheffield Wednesday at home against Nottingham Forest. Win, loss, or draw? Write it down now. Question 1.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we write it down.
Yes.
If you're playing along at home, if you remember them and you weren't too drunk,
Are you insinuating that all of our listeners are alcoholics, Jake?
Well, it is Christmas. Sheffield Wednesday, 2003. My first year going to matches this. I think. Yeah, it was.
2003, right.
Yeah, we played Port Vale at home. How times have changed, eh? Hey! Oh, God. Can I read you the lineup for Sheffield Wednesday this day?
go
Do
for
it.
it.
David Lucas, Graham Lee, Derek Geary, Brian Barry Murphy, Paul Smith, Robbie Mustoe, Paul
Robbie
McLaren,
Mustoe.
Lee Bromby, Mark Robbins,
Snake.
Michael Reddy, and I always used to never be able to say this as a kid, Ndumbu Nsungu, right? The subs
You
bench,
be able to
it's back
say
in the
that.
5 subs, Birchall Pressman, Dean Smith.
Played for Wednesday? As in, like, current
It's not-
Norwich City, former Aston Villa Dean Smith, or a different Dean Smith?
No, that as in that Dean Smith, yeah.
Oh!
Steve Aslam and Grant Holt. Win, loss, draw. Put it right down. Do you remember that one, Jake?
I do, but I don't remember those all.
Okie dokie. In 2004, Sheffield Wednesday played Walsall on Boxing Day. It was a home kickoff, and I nearly gave the result then. It was the same scoreline as the year before. The lineup for Wednesday that day was David Lucas, Graham Lee, Paul Heckingbottom,
Huh!
Lee Bullen, Richard Wood, Joey O'Brien, John Paul McGovern, Matt Hamshaw, Glenn Whelan, Steve McLean, and Kenwyn Jones. On the
This
bench,
was when God was in charge.
this
This is when
and
he
then
was in charge?
Paul Sturrock.
Oh! My dad was friends with Paul Sturrock. Sorry, that's just a random insight.
that's interesting little
Acquaintances,
tidbit.
you know, whatever. But, yeah.
On the bench was Chris Brunt, Robert Poulter, Guy Branston, Ross Greenwood, and Drew Talbot. What was the result? Win, loss, or draw? Write it down. On the 26th of December, which is Boxing Day, as all these are. 2005.
Really? That's Boxing Day?
Yes. I know. We were away
Wow.
against Preston North End. Nicky Weaver was in net for Wednesday. We had the likes of Graham Coughlin, Peter Gilbert, Chris Eagles, Frankie Simic, Burton O'Brien, Steve Adams, Barry Core, Lee Peacock was on the bench. We were away at Preston, who had Chris Sedgwick at the time, David Nugent. Just looking for any other interesting names on there, but no. Win, loss, or draw. The next year, 2006. Stoke City. Away, so at Stoke's ground. We had Mark Crossley in net for this one. We had Bagheera. This was the season we had Bagheera. Kenny Lump was a Wednesday player. We had Tudgay, Wayne Andrews, Dion Burton. They had Simonson in net. Danny Higginbottom was playing for them. Lee Hendry. Mamadi Sabini for this one. Remember him?
Oh, Sidibe. Yeah, the guy that played for us that first season
Sidibe,
back in the Championship. Yeah.
Yeah. You were
He was
alive at that
instantly
point,
a
I
fan
assume.
favourite. Yes.
Yeah. 2013, that wasn't it?
2012/13. It was that season. When we had the big like square black or rectangular black Puma logo on the shoulder and like Gilda Honda on the front of a shirt.
Yeah. And there was that really oversized promo image of the Gilda Honda shirt because they didn't buy a shirt that the model fit. Do you remember?
Yep.
2007. Burnley away. Lee Grant was in net for Wednesday. Beavers was playing. Spur. Esajas. Luke Bowden. Who did they have?
Esaias, wasn't it?
I never knew how to say it. You've got to remember, at this point, I was young.
Yeah.
I had the cards of the players back then.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the cards that they did? Yeah, no one's sticking out. Kyle Lafferty was playing for Burnley. Win, loss or draw, write it down. The next year, Blackpool. This was 2008. Do you remember this one, Jake?
I think so.
It was at home.
This was my first ever game at Hillsborough.
So you should remember
Really?
the score
Yeah.
then, shouldn't you?
Yep.
So we had Francis Jeffers up front. That's so. Yeah, that would make sense. We
I
probably
think it was the
similar age when we
game
start
that
going to matches.
Tudgay got like a really bad gash on his head and had to have it all like bandaged up.
It's interesting. You never forget your first game like that, do you?
No.
They had Gary Taylor Fletcher playing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then he signed for what?
Right, I'll start blasting through these a little bit now. So December 2009, Owls Newcastle, win, loss, draw. Write it down. December 2011, Walsall Owls again. Win, loss, draw. That was at Walsall, by the way. Oh, this would be interesting to actually look at. 1 second. Because there is in December... Why am I saying December? It's Boxing Day. In 2012, we played Bolton at Bolton's ground. So that is quite interesting, actually. Just going to get the lineups 1 second.
That was under Mr. Dave Jones, I believe. No, it won't have been because we were in League One. That was Gary Megson still, I think.
I'll tell you the lineup and then we'll all probably get a feel for it. Hang on.
I'm changing my answer now, actually.
My internet's on dial-up at the minute for some reason. Why? No, I don't want that. Oh, God, it won't be Christmas. Right. One of your nans watching this is probably doing this at some point. How do you work this? Can you show me how to work it? You're so good with these things.
Just show me how to change it from HDMI 1 to HDMI 2.
Yes.
Wednesday's lineup was Kirkland, Buxton, Reeder, Gardner, Liera, Antonio, Helan, McCabe, Lee, Prutton, and Sidibe.
It would have been.
I might have been there for this. I was so. Oh no! But I know because
They're all guesses because I'm too old to remember stuff.
I've never really rated Liera, and that was quite controversial at the time because everybody loved him.
They had Bogdan in net. They had a Phobie up front. Jay Spearing was playing for them. Chris Eagles was playing for them at this point. Marcus Alonso was on the bench. Jacob Butterfield was on Bolton's bench at this point.
Useless.
He was, wasn't he? Win, loss or draw? Write it down. December 2013. Blackburn. Away. Win, loss or draw. December 2014, we liked Blackpool. We had them again. They came to Hillsborough. December 2015, we welcomed Birmingham to Hillsborough. Does anybody remember
That was
this
the first Chancery year.
Was it?
Yep. Because he took over
2000.
summer 2015, and this is Boxing
Yeah.
Day 2015.
Yeah.
one? God, he's been here for ages, hasn't he?
You forget sometimes how long he's actually owned us, don't you?
Yeah.
7
just-
years now. Wow.
I want to see the lineups again. Yeah, this was the team. Oh no, this lineup:
Go on.
Wildsmith, Hutchinson, Louvens, Hunt, Poodle, Lee, Ross Wallace, Barry Bannon, Atinuiu, Gary Hooper, Fernando Forestieri.
Yeah.
On the bench, Wiggins, McGugan, Halan, Price, Semedo, Zhao, Mudu Suju. They had Damari Gray.
He was always a proper underrated player, actually, Modu Sugu, I thought.
He had skill.
He was decent.
He did a job. I thought, but
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. December 2016. I remember this one very well. We went to Newcastle. Win, loss, or draw. That was an interesting Boxing Day fixture. Do you remember this one, Jack?
this was the solid blue with the white pinstripes, wasn't it?
You remember
year.
things based off kit now.
That year of
Yeah,
kit.
I think it was.
Yes. Because the Chancery years have sort of blended into one for the most part for me. I don't know why.
Makes sense. I'm just trying
Yes,
to get
I think I
a
do
lineup for
remember
that
that
one
one.
because I think this was our full on. Yeah, this is when we'd started. This was the year of.
Huddersfield in the playoff semis,
Yeah,
Deflection.
where Carlos
deflection
bottled it
himself.
at their place, and then
this was the team.
No, the person who bottled it was Jordan Rhodes not taking a penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
true, very true.
This was the team. Westwood, Louvens, Lees, Palmer, Hutchinson, Poodle, Reach, Wallace, Bannon, Fletcher, Forestieri. Then on the bench you had David Jones, Lucas Shaw, Ati Nuiu, Joe Wildsmith, Jack Hunt, Vincent Sasso, and Alman Abdi.
Sasso was a player.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. December 2017, I remember this one very well. I was hanging Forest versus Wednesday.
I remember this.
Win, loss, or draw. I just remember I was meant to go, I believe, and I'd been to a party. I don't even know if I can't remember exactly what was happening. I just remember I woke up at Soph's in a lot of discomfort after a Christmas party.
Was this the white and gold kit?
Wow.
Like the anniversary, the 150th anniversary kit?
No, wasn't that the blue and pinstripes?
Hang on, I might have got the wrong date for that. I swear that was a New Year's fixture. Was that a Boxing Day fixture? What year did I just say?
Because we had like a white top and yellowy golden shorts.
Yeah, it was designed by a
for
fan.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'm getting this match mixed up with something. Be careful,
Oh,
boys.
Oh,
It's not the match I thought it was.
oh dear.
It's a very similar match to the match I thought it was, but it's not the match I thought it was. That's interesting. How you find these things out? Hang on, no, I've got to
So
do
what-
some more digging now. Talk amongst yourselves.
So you're going off kits then, Jack.
Yes.
What was your first when to get?
The first one that I owned or whatever, it was the first season back in the championship, the 2012/13 with the Gilda Honda
Yeah.
on the front that just melted away after the first wash. It was
Wasn't great when we put those sponsorships on it.
no. But then this was the Mandarich era, and I do believe that he tried to get the kits as cheaply as possible, even though it
Of
was
course he
by
did.
Puma.
Of course he did. Then he went and got Sondico.
Yeah, good point.
Thing is, the thing with the kits is like, I actually preferred it when we had no sponsorship, and I would pay more money to buy the current kit with no sponsorship.
So would I. I love that new kit. But I don't know. I don't mind the sponsor on it. It's just it's probably one of the best designs we've had in a long time, and the sponsor kind of puts me off. It's not the game I was thinking about. 2018. We went to Middlesbrough.
Wait, so it was still the one you were talking about, right? 2017 was Nottingham
Yes,
Forest.
2017 Nottingham Forest, yes. 2018
At their place, sorry.
at their place, yeah, sorry.
Right, okay.
2018 we went to Middlesbrough. Win, loss or draw?
Gary Monk was in charge of Middlesbrough then, wasn't he?
I don't know. Was he, Andy?
Was he, Andy? He would know.
That was Joss then.
Maybe. Cameron Dawson, Liam Palmer, Morgan Fox, Tom Lees, Iorfa, Kadeem Harris, Barry Bannon, Adam Reach, Luongo, Jordan Rhodes, Atinuyu. Subs bench had Sam Hutchinson, Sam Winnell,
Oh my God!
Jacob Murphy.
This was the match.
This was the
Sorry.
match. This was the match.
No, this was the match where a certain thing happened afterwards.
Oh, no, this was the
But
match.
I can't say until we've discussed
Yeah.
the things.
This was the match where, yeah, I've got a thing for this match as well. I remember this match. 2020, Blackburn Rovers. Win, loss or draw. This was away as well. Lot of players that we've currently got. Well, not a lot. Who's still here? Patterson, Windass, Bannon, Palmer. Not a lot, actually. God, Elias Kachunga. Izzy Brown.
How'd that England call look?
Yeah.
now?
Is he playing for England? No.
All right, lads. And this one, there wasn't one in 2021 because our pitch got frozen over last year. Remember that?
Yep.
No, it wasn't that. It was COVID outbreaks in the Burton camp. So this got rescheduled to February, so I've just taken the February date. It was Burton away. Win, draw or lose. The lineups were Bailey Peacock Farrell, Liam Palmer, Jack Hunt, Jordan Story, Sam Hutchinson, Barry Bannon, George Byers, Marvin Johnson, Luongo, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang and Callum Patterson.
Can you say the Burton lineup?
Ben Garrett, John Brayford, Oshie Larger, Sam Hughes, William Cocolo, Tom Hamer, Joe Powell, Connor Shaughnessy, Jacob Maddox, Harry Chapman, Lewis Moult.
Thank you.
Win, loss or draw? Right. Results of quiz number 2.
I will have lost.
So in 2002, Sheffield Wednesday played Nottingham Forest at home. Jack, win, loss or draw for
Total
Wednesday?
guess, but I said draw.
Jake?
I said loss.
Well, this match was in fact 2-0 to Wednesday. You were both wrong. Sibon and Johnston goals. Alan Johnston.
Oh.
Gerald Sibon. God.
So yeah, Wednesday won on Boxing Day. Port Vale. 2003. Jake.
Draw.
Jack.
Win.
This match had a lot of goals in it. 5 goals. 3-2 to Port Vale. You're both wrong. Mark Robbins with a goal for Wednesday. Then for Port Vale, Little John got the goal. Then Graham Lee got one back for got another one for Wednesday, putting us 2-1 ahead. Then 54 minutes, Painter got a goal. Bill Painter got a goal for them. And then on the 89th minute, Steve Brooker got a Port Vale winner.
Mark Robbins is in former Bristol City manager Mark Robbins.
I assume so, considering the Dean Smith link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says he's a manager. He's currently the manager of...
Is it a Scottish team?
No, he ain't managing anymore, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, no, it says Coventry. Is he at Coventry?
Coventry man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coventry's manager.
Who am I thinking of that went to Scotland after they got sacked from Sunderland?
Oh, you're on about Lee...
Lee Johnson, sorry.
Johnson.
Yeah.
He went to Hibs.
Yes.
So no points so far. Let us know
Neither
how many
point.
you've got out of the 2 so far. So, 2004, 2005 season, so 2004. Wednesday Walsall. Jack.
Win.
Jake.
Win.
This match was 3-2. Again, 2 years in a row there was a 3-2. to Wednesday.
Get in. Come on.
Point each. Kenwyn Jones with a goal, with Steve McLean penalty and a Mark Wright own goal for them.
Oh, Kenwyn Jones, what a man.
That season, he did that brace at Rovers when they played at Bellevue.
It's not bad though, boys. After the first 3, you're both on a point. So, Jack, you're doing much better than you did on the last quiz.
Yes, I am.
The next year was 2005. Preston North End. Away. Jake.
Draw.
Jack.
Win.
It was a draw. It was 0-0. Ball draw. 1:30 kickoff.
I almost said an expletive there, but I stopped myself. So the monetization is safe.
The little we do get. The next year, 2006. Stoke City away. Jack.
I said a draw.
Jake.
I said a loss.
Well, I can inform you there was goals in this game. 3 of them. It was 2-1. So, Jack, you've not got a point. She said a draw.
What, 2-1 to Wednesday? Or
I've
to
not
Stoke?
said Jake's got a point yet, have I?
You've not. No.
I'm
you've
building
not.
suspense.
You've not.
However, I can tell you that Sidibe did get a goal in this game for Stoke. However, Sheffield Wednesday had Steve McLean and Dion Burton goals for a 2-1 win. So Jake gets the point. Jake, it was you who said win, didn't you? Yeah?
I said loss.
Oh,
no, Jake, you definitely said win.
Did I?
Yeah, you said
Hang
win.
on! Hang on!
Sure, I said loss.
Yes, he did say loss. He did say loss.
Yes.
Did you say loss?
Yeah.
Why did we both think he said win?
I don't know.
Maybe
because he's the stat man. When does he get these wrong?
It's true. 2000
when I'm under the weather.
2007. We'll let you go to bed soon, we promise. Burnley Wednesday.
I hope the wife doesn't know.
Burnley Wednesday. Jack, win, draw or loss?
I went with a win.
Jake.
I went with a draw.
Jake gets the point. It was 1-1. Dion Burton and Akinbiyi goal for Burnley.
Akinbiyi.
So, yeah. Jake's currently on 3 points. Jack is currently on 1.
Uno.
Blackpool at home in 2008. Jake.
Win.
Jack.
Draw.
One of you has got a point. It's Jack. It was 1-1. It was a go penalty and for them and Slurarski for us. I don't even remember that player.
Oh, neither do I.
Bartosz Slurarski. Anyone?
Was it a lone player?
Just so you can see his career. He started at Poznan. Oh, he came to us from West Brom on a month loan.
Why we don't remember him.
But he'd done the same in that. So he played for us from March to June the season before. And then we brought him on for probably a month. Yeah, that's weird.
That's odd.
That is weird.
Emergency loan, maybe? Somebody was injured?
Yeah, I do remember Wednesday were emergency loaning for a while. Did anybody get that? Who got that? Jack got that. December 26th, 2009. Owls Newcastle. Jake.
Loss.
Jack.
Loss.
It's 2-2.
Oh.
It's a draw.
So when was that Newcastle game that they always remind us of? That's like 10-0 or 7 or something.
The
It's
8-0.
like a ridiculous.
The 8-0.
8-0.
We don't talk about the 8-0.
Right.
Because it will trigger too many people in this fan base.
Right.
Not me, I'm not that old. Sorry, guys. Jake, you
is,
are.
though.
Jake is, though, yeah.
We immediately jumped on the joke.
I
We
am
love
that
you,
old,
Jake.
and I
Don't be
I
too
also
sad at the
remember that game.
jibes. Please.
I've missed a year. I've
We
missed
must
a
have
year.
missed a year.
I've missed a
You
year.
can tell the apple juice has really been getting to Mr. James's head.
Yeah.
Because,
I've missed 2 years. No, I haven't. I've just missed a year. I'll do it now. It's fine. 2010. You're going to have put another answer in here. 2010. We played. So, guys, I know you've probably done a neat list. Add this to the bottom if you need to and just correct. In 2010, on week 24 of play, which is usually... I'm waiting for the stats to load. 1 second. No, that's the 28th. That's not Boxing Day. I might actually put quiz music in this whole episode, so it's kind of been a bit redundant.
That would be good.
We didn't play on Boxing Day in 2000, and that's why I've missed it. Why didn't we play on Boxing Day in 2010? We're not in that league, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong league. Hang on.
it was under Irvine, I think, in League One.
2010.
It was the year Mandarich saved us from financial poo-poo.
Yeah, I had the Championship Open, and we were in League One that season, weren't we?
Yep.
Who did we play?
I'm going to tell you in a second. Seriously, there's no fixtures from the 18th of December to the 18th of January. It's the World Cup.
Oh, of course
God,
it
yeah.
was.
It's when it was the
South African World
South
Cup,
African
I
World
think.
Cup.
I thought we all just did a Kevin Nolan and got
I
sent
thought
off.
I was being proper dim then. Yeah, there was nothing. Do you want me to do the closest match to it?
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Exeter versus Sheffield Wednesday on the 18th, so we'll count that as a Boxing Day fixture because it technically was our last fixture before the World Cup. We played Exeter at Exeter's home ground.
Which is ironic, given that we've recently played them.
Yep.
On the time of
Win, loss,
recording.
or draw, you've got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Jake.
Loss.
Jack.
Win.
Oh, Jack. Oh, Jack. We were just moaning about a 1-1. Exeter put 5 past us that day.
They said on the commentary that we hadn't won there in ages.
They put 5 past us. It was 5-1.
Jake, mate, with how drab that game was, do you really think that I was listening to the commentary?
That's your job.
Yeah,
I was
kind of
watching
is.
the game and listening to something else, to music.
Kind of is your job, Jack, on match days. He's right.
I was watching the game.
You
I was
seem
reporting
panic.
the game.
2011. Walsall played Wednesday on Boxing Day. We're back there now.
I'm so confused where we are in the list now. He's counting with his hand, isn't he? he's pointing at the screen on the list.
I am, yeah.
1, 2.
Is it because I've not put the numbers on, right?
This is what apple juice does to you kids. Drink orange juice instead.
I was right, though. This would have been... hang on. This would have been number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, it would have been number 10. Number 10, sorry. Because Exeter would have been number 9. So this would have been number 10. Walsall, Wednesday. Jake?
Draw.
Jack?
Draw.
You're both wrong. Walsall beat us. 2-1.
Oh dear.
December 2012. Bolton versus the Owls. Jack?
Loss.
Jake?
Draw.
You're both wrong again. We won 1-0.
Wait, what year was that?
2012.
2000. That was when Semedo got sent off for something that wasn't even a red card. He got sent off for a 2-footed tackle,
So
even
I
though it was a
remember it
1-footed
now.
tackle. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
well, you didn't get it right, though, did you?
Was it that game?
Yeah, no, we don't get extra points for...
No,
Possibly.
I know, but I'm just...
I've closed the stat screen now. Possibly. It possibly was that, yes.
Right.
It's the one match I don't currently have up in front of me. So thank you for asking me in-depth questions on that one. December 2013 on Boxing Day. Blackburn versus the Owls. Jake.
Loss.
Jack.
Win.
Draw. Both wrong again. 0-0. Poor draw. 2014. Owls Blackpool at home. Jack.
Draw.
Jake.
Win.
Well done. 1-0. 1-0 Wednesday.
And I believe this was one of the first games that Felipe Melo played in.
Yeah, well done.
Do you remember him? Who just disappeared after Chancery took over.
I mean, you might have all these facts, but you ain't getting them right, Jack.
I know.
2015. Owls Birmingham at home. Jake.
Win.
Jack.
Win.
Are you just going with Jake now?
No.
Anyone know the score? It was a win. We've both got a point, but I'll give you an extra point if you remember the score.
3-2.
3-0.
Jack, you get an extra point. It was 3-0. That's literally your only saving grace. I've watched the points rack up there, and that's probably brought you back into it, Jack, with the extra
I
point.
know. That's why I'm so chuffed with that.
December 2016. Newcastle versus Wednesday. Jake.
Loss.
Jack.
Win.
Jack, you've got it. It was
Yes,
when
we
we
did the
beat
double
them
over 'em.
It's when we beat 1-0. It is that year we did the double with them. That's how I always remember it as well.
And Sky were absolutely creaming themselves over Sheffield Wednesday because they'd beaten Newcastle.
Yeah.
Oh, it was when they said it was Sheffield Wednesday reserves. And Lewis McGugan played out of his skin and they were like, oh, how sad for Newcastle. They got beat by Sheffield Wednesday's B team. Or something. And it was just really funny. Sorry.
It's all right.
You know, Lewis McGugan legally can't talk about us.
Yeah.
Legally can't
I didn't
talk
think we
about
were
us.
allowed to say that on the podcast either, but we are now, I guess.
Whoops.
2017. We played Forest. Jack.
Win.
Jake.
Win.
Bonus points available for scoreline. It was a
3-0.
score. It was a win. Jack.
I think it was 3-0 as well.
It was.
It was when Adam Reach scored an absolute belter.
It
with
was.
his
I was getting it confused with the
Alman Abdi belter.
Jordan Rose hat trick at Forest.
Oh, yes.
2018. Middlesbrough. Away. Jack.
Loss.
Jake.
Loss.
We won that one 1-0.
Oh my God, yeah, we won it. Sorry, yes, we won 1-0 and Carlos got sacked afterwards.
Yes.
Big match that.
But we what? Why?
I phoned in Radio Sheffield that day.
Did you actually?
Yeah. I spoke back when Rob he was doing his first stint at Radio Sheffield. Yeah. I was
Oh, why?
I
Do you remember why he got sacked? Even though we won?
because everybody hated him at that point.
Carlos.
People
Everyone
seem
hated
to forget that.
Everyone hated him and he had the Swansea job lined up.
Yeah. 2019. We played Stoke away. Jake.
Loss.
Jack.
Win.
It was a loss. 3-2. James McLean goal for Stoke. Morgan Fox got one for us. Tom Lees got another one for us. We actually went 2-1 up in this one, and then Campbell equalised for them in the 90th minutes, and then Vokes got one also. It was when we were in that phase of bottling things really late still. Jake, you said lost, didn't you?
Yeah.
In 2020, we played Blackburn Rovers away. Jack.
Loss.
Jake.
Loss.
It was a draw. Adam Reach and Rothwell goals, 1-1. It was assisted by Harvey Elliott.
Oh, yeah, he had a spell, didn't he?
There wasn't one in 2021 because of Burton, as I said. So I moved it. I used the rescheduled fixture, which was played in February. So it's technically the Boxing Day fixture. Sheffield Wednesday played Burton away. Jake.
We lost.
Jack.
I also think we lost.
You're both wrong. Byers scored a goal and Silaso scored a goal.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, I thought this was the relegation season.
This was last season.
Oh.
When was last Christmas? What year, Jack? The final scores.
Last Christmas. Sorry.
No. Well, at least we won't get copyright struck because I think that was pretty unrecognisable.
Yeah.
Jack,
Yes.
out of 20 points,
It's not looking good, Brev. The famous sound.
with your bonus point, you have 7.
7.
Jake, do you want to mute for a second and just die? Because Jack's got 7. There we go.
Just call me Monica Geller in that one Friends episode.
Jake, you also gathered bonus points. And you finish the quiz with 9 points.
Ooh.
9 out of 20. Not too bad. Not too bad, boys. And maybe next year I'll join in so you can see just how bad I would be at this as well.
Maybe next year we'll get Simly Sophie to be the quizmaster.
Yeah, that could work.
Or amongst friends, she is known as Simple Sophie, which I think is a name that is going to go down in the annals of Dexterity Box.
I'm sure
forever.
she'll love that. You've reminded everybody of that on Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did so well this week at doing the document view guys as well.
She did.
Oh, yeah, all right, let's patronise her. Oh, she's done so well. It's not like she's actually a very
name is Simple
viable
Sophie.
professional. And she's... I will defend
That was
her.
me paying a compliment.
Yes, I know. It just you didn't have to be so patronising. I'm sticking up for her. I'm saying what she'd say. She'd be like, "Oh, thanks for the patronisation." I'm channeling her. But anyway, because see where he said it, he was like, "Oh, bless her. She's done so well. She's done so well."
You're lucky I'm even alive to do a podcast.
Is luck the word? Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Have a good one.
It's this has been fun.
Yeah, it's been a good laugh.
I genuinely have just been drinking apple cider for the past, not actual cider, apple cider for the past bit. I finished all the wine.
Oh, you could have played what's the dexterity drink
I could
today and revealed the big reveal at the end.
I used a wine glass just to specifically throw people off. I hope this has been some fun for you to play along with on Christmas, guys. It's nice to actually do something a bit different. We will have a New Year's episode out for you as well. That is going to be more based on the community topics that we've been asked over time, and we've kept some big ones. I don't think we'll bring Jack in for it, but we might. I think we've had enough of him for a while. He can go back in his box for a little while.
It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine. This episode
Jack in the
has
box.
jingled my bells enough.
Oh, I've just done that without even thinking.
Pop's out when you need him.
Sometimes. Jack, you look genuinely upset. Have I upset yet?
My bells are jingled.
I enjoy Christmas.
My balls are hanging even lower.
Why do you keep talking about your balls? It's
Because they're hanging around my neck. Look. They're hanging so low. Like, they've been drooping more and more throughout the entire podcast. I'm very concerned that they're almost...
That shouldn't be happening yet, mate.
I know, I'm not Jake, you know?
We should probably end this before we actually officially kill him off. Because it's probably quite
Or
unfair.
maybe that's the master plan.
Oh, you want his spot?
No.
He says. And then he very seriously has the, yeah, well done.
It's like that Giancarlo Esposito thing where it's fine, I'm
Yeah.
acting, or am I?
Wasn't a great game, that game, either.
No,
I've
it
not
wasn't.
played it yet. I've heard alright. I heard it was
It's the same as 5, but in a Cuban setting.
all
you know?
Far Cry
Yeah.
games are the same.
Yeah.
That's the whole fun of
They
them.
are.
Far Cry 2 was amazing. A bit dull, but amazing. Storyline-wise was a bit...
Is that the one
dull.
where you got malaria?
Yes.
Yeah. I used to play. I used to enjoy that. Not getting malaria, but that game.
Yes. Malaria.
What are you going to be playing over this Christmas then, boys?
I'm currently about to get into Elder Scrolls again.
Skyrim.
Yeah, again.
Oh dear. I wonder if Sophie will finish the Witcher update because she gets that update mid-December. She'll probably be playing a lot of that. I think I'm going to go into the backlog a lot this Christmas. I don't know whether it's worth trying to do God of War or see what.
Not a bad game.
Have I ever? Hang on. I don't
Here
think
we
I've
go.
ever shown you guys this. Talking of Sony first party, right?
Mr. Soundman, and he does that. Oh, Mr. Soundman, Mr. Audio Technician Expert, and he does that. I mean, let's face it, Jake. He's not going to beat the ball reveal, is he? You know. Listen.
Oh, dear.
Yes, listen to that. Oh my God! It's Horizon Zero James.
That the advertising thing you got?
Yeah. I don't know
But-
why I have this. but I
Was
have
it
the whole-
was it a case of it's free, you can have it, take it?
I can't hear you. I could just hear you mocking me because Jack's voice pierces through. Jack's mockery even pierces through headphones when they're off my head. Mr. Soundman,
Mr. Soundman, bring me a dream. Dom, 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 dom.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it was going, and I was like, it's pretty cool because it's one of those 3D things where they have like the
Oh.
things
Was
popping
it one of
off.
those ones where they were just getting rid of it and you'd walk past and say, can I have it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Soph was like, what are you doing?
Where's it going to go? Where's it going to fit? I will find somewhere for it to go.
I've not really, though. It's kind of just behind an amp at the minute. And I'm like, don't really know where to put it.
We want snag the Deadpool, you know, the
Oh, I did a bad word. I
Mr.
just
James did a naughty word.
It's because I just
no.
threw that there, and I was like, "Oh no, that fell."
Oh, shucks.
Oh,
Oh, sugar
dear.
plum.
I
No,
was,
you know when you
go on.
go to cinemas and they have the hanging banners?
Yeah.
We snagged one of them when they were lobbing it in the skip.
Oh.
Anything else to share, Christmassy
Well,
boys?
I've modded Fallout 4 into an unrecognizable state, and we'll be playing a lot of that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Have
And,
you? Have you?
what do you mean? What's that?
Have you, Jack?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Have you? I
Yes.
watch MXR mods. I know what you're. I know.
Yeah, the CBBE mod is going down a treat.
You see, he's saying that with comedy like he's not actually done it.
Yes, and then I'll also be playing Cyberpunk because I love Cyberpunk. It's like, despite the bugs, it's one of my favorite games ever. I think.
I finished it, and I don't agree because it's one of those where I actually thought it was going to be bigger than it was. Whoa, right, okay. Like I actually thought it was going to be a bigger game than it was because I thought, like, you know, in terms of depth, I like the endings and I like that, but I don't feel like it's open. I don't feel like the character. There's great relationships in it and stuff, but the difference for me between like a Fallout or something, you can't. You can only reach a certain point with the characters, and then you've got like very specific dialogue with them. I guess there's something about
you like set in that specific area. And character model,
or when you make the phone calls, or the specific story beats you've got to make to unlock this. I guess I kind of like character development in stuff, something like a Bethesda game where you can develop relationships with characters and have them as companions and things like that. You know, a little bit more immersive, and it's not just like, oh, I've got to hit this story beat before I can unlock this sort of thing. And that's what Cyberpunk felt a bit to me.
It'll be interesting to see if the Microsoft deal goes through, because it looks like now US Congress are getting involved.
No, FTC is suing Microsoft at the time of recording this. So yeah, it'll probably still go through, but they'll want concessions. What were you going to say, Jack?
In the sequel, it's confirmed that they're doing a sequel, more games in the Cyberpunk world. And the only reason that the things you're talking about weren't in the game is because the publishers rushed like the studio to release it earlier than it was ready.
Here's the problem, though. They started that in 2012.
I think they announced it too early. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Had they not announced it, then it would have
It's a case of the money men said, we want it released now.
Exactly.
And they were like, it's not ready. They went, well, it's coming out if you like it or not.
I disagree, guys, because they published it themselves. Did everybody forget they got their own publishing deal for this? Because
yeah, but there's still going to be someone above.
No, what happened, I followed this with great intent, is because I was really I bought a PS5 and I was really looking forward to this. And then it came and crashed multiple times. They grossly underestimated it. It was mismanaged, don't get me wrong, from the top end sort of CAO levels, but they delayed it so many times they couldn't delay it anymore. What they needed to do was actually cancel all pre-orders and cancel the PS4 and Xbox versions. That would have been the proper reason to do it. What they actually did is they banned reviews on console because they only gave PC codes, and they delayed the review embargo, and then they let everybody's pre-orders come through and buy it on Xbox One and PS4, where it was completely unplayable and remains completely unplayable to this day, by the way. You cannot play that on last gen without it being pastel, like crayons. Someone's drawing on crayon. So it's a rough one, that one. But yes, I do get you.
I'm looking forward to Starfield.
The Starfield, yes.
That's if Bethesda can do a proper another huge game to get me going for another couple of years, I'd enjoy that.
I think 76 was a bit of a wake up call to say, hang on a minute, all the player base really miss how you did things in Fallout 3.
The thing is that their main team didn't make that anyway. They make out like they did. Todd says, "Oh yeah, I made that. We made that." They put their name on it, but it wasn't their main focus. You could tell. It was a case of they were pre-production on Starfield and they were working on Starfield. But anyway, this is a football podcast, so we will eventually go back to that at some point. Well, we won't, because it's the end of the podcast, so we're talking about what we're going to play over the break. Yeah, I've got, as I said, I'm seeing a mate over New Year. We're traveling between different families. Should be nice. January's going to be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to walk back into in terms of work. So, what about you guys?
January's going to be fun because I've got a lot of things in the pipeline house-wise which I want to get done and in a quick time. But I'm just planning on just trying to enjoy most of it, because I'm not going to lie, I haven't enjoyed this year. This year has been a bit difficult and I want to enjoy next year. And the thing is, once Christmas is done, I get a little bit happier. Christmas time's always rough for me, but the nice thing is my little one's now starting to enjoy video games and actually play video games to the point where I don't have to give her a dummy controller and go, yeah, you're doing a really good job. She actually enjoys it. Like, she started playing Farming Sim with me.
That's nice. That is nice.
And she loves it. And she also tells me off constantly.
I can believe that. I've met your daughter. But Jack?
Yeah, basically, it's just building myself up with all this sort of thing and making sure that I can show an itemized list or whatever to my family, who are saying that I've been very stupid in pursuing what I want to do rather than be a desk jockey for 9 to 5 and making myself miserable and, putting myself out there in this world. I've received a bit of like, oh yeah, we'll support you for like a year with your endeavor. And after that, if you're not doing anything, then we're going to make you miserable with saying you need to just stop. But that's a whole
Yeah, well, what I would do
But
then is start doing a very, very creative backup plan and go, actually, no, it's my life and I'm going to veer down this path instead. If Twitch doesn't work out, I'm going to do something else. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite lucky in the fact that when I literally on results day made a decision. Oh, Mum, I'm not going to go and do an English degree anymore. I quite like to do music. Oh, do you mean that thing that you only picked up like a couple of years ago? Yeah, I'm going to go and do that. And now I've got a career out of it. Like, you just got to... And I was crap for a long time and I'm still not much better. But do you know what I mean? It's one of those where you just build and you work from it and you do...
100%.
Yeah. Because to be honest, even when your passion becomes a job, it still gets hard at times. So that's why it's like I always think that like if I didn't enjoy how bad it would be, because I've worked jobs I hate, and it's rough. So
yeah, it's one of them things where they didn't get the chance to go for what they wanted when they were my age. So it's like a weird thing of they don't really understand the concept of actually pursuing what you want to do with life. And you just have to just suck it up and accept whatever route gets put in front of you, and
nobody else lives life
all that
for
sort
you.
of thing.
So
Exactly. So and I would encourage anybody listening to this: do what makes you happy. Don't settle for something that makes you miserable in life, because you only get one chance to live life, and
you might as well enjoy the life.
Fill it with things that bring you joy. Don't fill it with things that you are just obligated to do all the time, You
got to be happy in what you do.
Exactly.
I feel like I might even be due a change in a few months. It's like it's just with the state of everything at the minute, I'm sort of veering towards more things, even though I'm doing more of the stuff that pays the bills rather than the stuff I actually joined my career for. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sort of, even though I'm still using the tools that I built with,
it's your safety net for now.
Yeah, I need to veer back more into the creativity side of it, I think. And I think I'll definitely towards the latter end of 2023, I need to pick that up again. I just kind of needed to get myself into a financial position where I could look back and go, well, at least I've built that to a point where I've got that safety net, as you said. So
you built the nest egg, the foundation to then spring off of,
Oh, look at this. Life on Christmas.
I know. Oh. But yes, listeners at home, please just do what brings you joy as your New Year's resolution, whatever. Just do what brings you joy, not what brings you obligation. Because then
enjoy your life,
exactly,
and make the life you want, not what other people want.
Because the moment you start, the people that doubt you at the beginning will be the ones who are your biggest supporters at the end.
No, anything to add, lads, just to wrap it all up, other than everybody else have a lovely Merry Christmas?
Have a good Christmas. Don't let Wednesday depress you or too much, because I reckon we're going to be all right. And just enjoy it, because at the end of the day, it's been a tough couple of years. Enjoy time with your family, because some people don't get to do that anymore. Some people do. And just enjoy the time that you've got.
We will see you throughout 2023. Please consider supporting the channel in all the ways you can, just by hitting that subscribe and that like on the YouTube. It's massively appreciated as we edge closer towards episode 100, and I hope you do join us for that. So until next time, this has been Talking Wednesday, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.
Merry Christmas.